Welcome back. Well, the Commander season is over.
Well, all good things must come to an end.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it came to an end 1 week, a little too early for you guys.
It happens.
It does.
It's
does.
looking at the glass half full.
Half full.
It's almost full.
You guys got some good stuff to look forward to.
I don't think anyone expected this year. Jayden Daniels is the future.
Gotta be.
Dan Quinn, I'll left hand up when he was hired.
Skeptical?
I was not, I didn't think that was the best hire in the world, but
okay.
Obviously they know more than I do. And I'm happy that worked out.
Yeah.
And he seems like the right guy.
So.
I love it. This season, there was no talk about ownership. There was no talk about, this or that. It was all football. And that was refreshing. I don't know that I've ever had
How
that.
long has that been? Probably not.
I've never, yeah. So.
And then I love seeing the reports about how, sour Dan Snyder is.
Oh, that came out over the weekend. Yep.
Yes. Yep. Someone close to him said that he is very sour and upset.
Quote, he fucking hates it.
Yes. Yes. Yep. Absolutely.
So,
absolutely.
The future is very bright there.
Big time. Big time.
So,
so read a couple of the reports. You guys do have quite a few free agents.
Yep.
Coming up. Bigger names, Bobby Wagner.
Mm-hmm.
And who's the other wide receiver that you guys had that was doing pretty decent there down the stretch?
Oh, De'Ami Brown?
Yes, Brown. Those were kind of the two biggest names that I saw as far as free agency coming. It was a big list. It was about 12 or 13 names total, but those were the two names that are the rest of these guys can probably be replaced in the draft, or by, league minimum somewhere else. But, you guys got what, over 80 mil? Almost 90 mil in cap space.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. And
I don't even think they'll spend it all.
They probably won't.
Yeah.
No, because, those offices.
We're building.
Those offices are not looking to say, let's pay dumb money right now for players that could help us. Let's bring a guy or two. Because I don't feel like you need that much. Right? So, because what you're going to do in the draft, you got to see first, or what you hope to do in the draft, and then build on that in free agency. You know what I mean? So go to your defensive coordinator. Hey, what do you need to stop Saquon from running for over 200 yards?
We need someone that can set the edge.
Set the edge. Okay. Yep. Which was supposed to be Chase Young. Bit of a bust.
A bit.
Bit of a bust. There's been bigger, but he was a bust.
Yep. Had a heck of a rookie year.
You know who will be a free agent who can set the edge? Guy who probably wouldn't mind playing with Bobby Wagner is Khalil Mack.
I don't love it.
Might be your best option out there.
Yeah.
1 year, bring him in on a 1 year.
I think we draft someone. I think that's a spot in the draft you look for. I don't think you want to go out and spend 20 or 30 million on Khalil Mack. Mm-hmm. Probably try to get maybe two guys that can fill that role.
I think Mack's championship chasing now though.
Yeah.
So I think that guy's gonna go somewhere for a discount, whether it's Kansas City or Philly or Buffalo. Maybe Buffalo. Buffalo made a huge mistake with Von Miller. I don't think they'll do it again. So
yeah,
I'm glad we missed out on that because we were in the Ravens were in the Von Miller sweepstakes, and we lost out to Buffalo, and I'm kind of glad we did.
Yeah.
So
I think what we need a running back. I think offensive line, we need some depth there.
So you're not happy with B-Rob?
No.
Okay.
I think it's too inconsistent.
Okay.
We need another receiver.
I can't deny that.
We need defensive ends that can set the edge.
Mm-hmm.
We need another. We need to bring back Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
We need to re-sign Jeremy Chin.
Yeah.
And then
he was the other one. Sorry.
Yeah.
There were three. I apologize. Chin was on that list as well as one of the pretty much must-have comebacks.
Yep.
Kind of guys.
And then I think we need another we need some more depth at DB as well. Sandstrel, stud.
Not bad.
Marshawn Lattimore, I'm not sure yet, but let's see it a full off season. And
he was frustrating me. I get getting chippy here and there, but you had a personal foul penalty called on you, and the very next play you're out there shoving and stuff. I'm like, you're riling up the wrong person. Don't rile up AJ Brown.
I think if anyone should have been called for a personal foul,
should have been AJ.
No,
but they never catch you. You know the rule. The one who throws the fist first.
He didn't throw fists though. All I did was wrap him up.
No, I know. I'm saying, but AJ threw it.
Yeah.
AJ threw the fist, and then
he ripped his helmet off.
I know. Which is why I was like, how in the hell are you going to throw the flag on the guy who doesn't have his helmet?
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. There was a lot of shaky officiating this past weekend.
Some hometown calls.
A little bit.
But I think you get Lattimore a full off season with that. He's going to be healthy. He was not healthy.
Yep. Get him in the system.
I think that's going to help. And then I think we just need depth in the draft. We need a receiver to go opposite Terry McLaurin. And I don't think they bring De'Ami Brown back. I think they try to re-sign him. I think he gets a higher offer somewhere else.
Okay.
And I'm okay with that.
Like a Jacksonville offer or something.
Yeah,
like that.
he is very inept at turning the ball over.
Yeah.
But finally came on there in the last couple weeks.
Mm-hmm. Could be. You could see Washington in the DK Metcalf sweepstakes. He's came out and said, "Don't send me to New England," because New England showed interest, and he goes, "I don't want to go there."
Yeah,
that's not a desirable place to go.
That was
his quote. So I mean, DK ain't nothing to snuff at.
I've heard T. Higgins.
Once T. Higgins hits the open market, because Cincinnati's priority is Jamar Chase. So I know that
Excuse
me. Does Jamar hit the market?
Back up the Brinks truck.
Two of them.
Whatever he wants.
But I'm saying, does he hit the market because of the way Cincinnati played their hand this past season? Or does he sit down with the brass in Cincinnati and get something done?
I think you give him an opportunity, but I think he tests the market.
I think he should test the market. Yeah. He should have got paid the year before.
Yeah. And they had their opportunity.
I mean, now he's a Triple Crown.
Yeah.
He won the Triple Crown for wide receivers. Yep. So, yeah, he's going to be paid. Number one paid wide receiver in the league.
I don't know what kind of cap room they got. Because I know they paid Joe Burrow.
They're good.
They're good for it?
Yeah, they got. I think they got around 40 or 45.
So he's going to eat a lot of that.
He's going to eat a ton of that, and they need a ton. They need a ton of help on everywhere. I mean, except for wide receiver and quarterback.
The defense.
That O-line. About the O-line.
Yeah.
I mean, I get Joe was number one in yards and everything like that this past year, but it's like
he was running for his life.
He was running for his life, and a lot of those yards were run after catch. That's a stat no one brings up when they're talking about quarterbacks passing yards.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? How many of those yards were run after catch?
Part of it for run after catch, though, is where he's putting the ball to give them a chance to run after the catch.
Okay.
So I'll give him that,
I give it more to the wide receiver.
I mean, there's no doubt he had the best wide receiver room.
Run after catch.
In the NFL.
In the NFL, hands down.
So,
yeah. My team to watch. Okay, let's pick a team to watch for next year. Team that
didn't make the playoffs?
Let's do one that didn't make the playoffs, and then let's just do one who we think might be, holy shit, maybe they finally figured stuff out. So what's a team to watch that didn't make the playoffs for you?
Cincinnati.
Okay. Yeah. That's that's fair. Mine will be the Raiders.
I like Pete Carroll and the Raiders. Pete Carroll. That's a good marriage.
I like that. I'm pretty big fan of that.
I think he's going to bring fun into that building.
I think he's going to bring
the right attitude.
Yes, that needs to be there. So, and I mean, you could see them make some crazy moves and move up the draft and grab a rookie QB, or maybe Pete's like, let's make some let's make some trades. Let's bring somebody here. Sam Darnold's going to be a free agent. He might not mind living out in Las Vegas for the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah.
Sign himself a Baker Mayfield deal, $120 million for 3 years.
Is Minnesota definitely letting him walk?
He ain't signed nothing yet. They've had all year to extend him.
Yeah.
They didn't do it. So, I mean, I guess their money's on J.J. McCarthy.
Yeah, I like that. The Raiders, I could see that a lot.
There's some moves that can be made. You could see them bring in Darnold, trade for him. You could see Metcalf come to Vegas, right?
I think there's pieces there to succeed. They just didn't have a quarterback.
No, none at all. None at all. And Antonio Pierce, he got a shit hand dealt to him. You know what I mean? No quarterback. They didn't go after a quarterback.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So you have a top 5 defensive player in the league in Max Crosby. You need to get him some help. You need to get him some linebackers. You need to get him an interior D lineman to stop the double teams on him and stuff like that. And then on offense, you need to go outside. You need to go out and get yourself a number 1 wide receiver, and you need a quarterback.
I think the team that has hired a new coach that I like the most to succeed, or maybe not the most, but I like them to succeed in year 1.
Mm-hmm.
Is the Patriots.
Oh,
like
under Vrabel. Okay.
Under Vrabel.
Okay.
Josh McDaniels is the offensive coordinator.
I did see that.
It's I think that's a great fit.
Yeah, and they got the number 3 pick.
Yeah.
In the draft, I believe, number 3.
But they've already got their quarterback locked down.
Correct.
A lot of people are saying that, Drake May has what it takes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, obviously we'll see. We don't know.
Yep.
But I think with what you saw from Vrabel in Tennessee, he can turn it around quickly.
Sure.
I'm not saying they're going to go like on a Commanders run this year, but maybe they may make the playoffs. But that's a tough division, so I doubt that. I'm thinking they're 500-ish next year, which for a lot of these teams, hiring a new coach is a good year.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, there are some big names out there that are on the quote-unquote trading block as far as talent. Tyreek Hill.
Yeah.
He came right out and said he wants out of Miami.
Mm-hmm.
Right? DK Metcalf is on the block.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to have Devontae Adams for what he's got left in the tank. Right? I don't know that there's
He doesn't do anything for me.
I don't know that there's much, but there's got to be a market for him.
Yeah.
It's got to be. And I mean, you got quarterback. I mean, is Trevor Lawrence the starting quarterback for Jacksonville next year?
I think so.
He's not shown. I mean, can he win? Yes.
They're paying him like it.
Yes, they are.
So,
Lord, was that a mistake?
I think one other intriguing move that you could see, and this is again a Titans and Vrabel kind of thing. If you go back and when they lost AJ, when they traded AJ Brown, that was not Mike Vrabel's decision.
No,
he was very strongly against that.
Mm-hmm.
They supposedly have a good relationship still.
Yep.
I'm not sure what his contract looks like in Philly or when that's up.
I think he's got 1 year left.
But you could see him go to New England.
Get dumped to New England.
Especially if Drake May stands out as a good, quarterback. Obviously, Jalen Hurts, they're not throwing the ball.
Yeah.
Probably as much as...
Biggest problem with taking that New England job is that it's not a desirable place to live.
Could be. Yeah, I don't know.
Massachusetts in the wintertime?
Yeah, you're going to have snow. Who wants to live in Philly? Tell me.
I don't know.
I don't. But
who wants to live around D.C.?
I guess we do.
Yeah. You haven't picked up on that since episode 1.
Yeah. But It's some intriguing moves there that could be made.
There's a lot that can happen for sure. I mean, Keenan Allen. I mean, he's not once again not what he used to be, but I mean, shit, he's all. I mean, faster. Put him at tight end. You know what I mean? Why not? Put him at tight end. Make a linebacker cover him. It's never going to happen.
Yeah.
He ain't got much left in the tank, but you ain't covering him with a linebacker.
No.
So, yeah, there are some wide receiver names out there that are either on the block or that are becoming free agents that Stephon Diggs. Stephon Diggs is going to be he's coming off an injury, but, honestly, and it worries me a little bit because I don't know how that would turn out because I don't know if his personality would fit in. But
I hope not. Please don't say what you're about to say. I don't want him going to the Commanders.
No, I was going to say Ravens.
Oh, you'd fit well there. He's going to be a cancer in the locker room.
Yeah, I know, but kind of a hometown thing.
Which is probably even worse.
Yeah. But so,
I didn't say that.
We have. Probably would have been the most predictable Super Bowl if you were superstitious and believed that the league was rigged, right? If you believe that the league was rigged.
If you're a conspiracy guy.
That was the word I was looking for. Thank you. That's why we work together. If you're a conspiracy guy, you would have, beginning of the playoffs, it's going to be Philly and Kansas City. We're going to bring it back. Mahomes is going for a three-peat, and Buffalo showed, though, Buffalo had a chance at the end.
They did.
They had a chance at the end, and they couldn't get it done.
I still think they might have gotten that yard,
They did. They came out and said it the next day.
Yeah. So
the head referee said we missed that call.
Yeah. And it even got replayed. How?
Yes. Yeah.
I don't understand.
The replay. Yep.
I don't understand.
Yep.
Tough hand to be dealt.
It is.
But if you don't want that to be in play, you need to have the lead, going into the fourth.
Yeah.
You can't let that be a factor.
No. You beat them earlier in the year. So you know how to beat them. You can't say that you don't know how to beat them.
I do think Kansas City's the better team.
It's just hard. It's just hard to turn away from Pat Mahomes.
Yeah.
It really is. I mean, he just gets it done. He makes it happen. Defense. He gets it done. Defense. I mean, Andy Reid finding some of these studs. He's finding studs every draft for defense. They're not signing free agents.
And that is developing your players.
Yes. It's like, oh my goodness. I mean, I don't understand how you just don't see. There's 30 some other teams in the league. You tell me not one other one is doing it like that?
Andy Reid, I think, is the best at, and I know in coaching there's, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's a saying, but a philosophy. You coach to your players' strength. You don't put people in a system and expect them to, we need this person to do that. Mm-hmm. We need to make everyone's strengths combine together and do what our players do best.
Yep.
And I think he's the best at doing that.
Yeah.
You've seen before it's them scoring 40 points. This year it's them playing defense, running the ball, and finding ways to win.
Yep.
I think he's the best at playing to the strengths of his team.
I saw it was like it wasn't this past weekend, but the weekend before, or maybe it was this. Did they score over 30?
I believe
Buffalo?
So.
Okay. They said that was the first time since week 2 Kansas City had scored more than 30 points.
Yep.
They finished 15-2.
Yeah.
I guess that's all you need is defense when you got Pat Mahomes on the offensive side.
Mm-hmm.
So, quick little tidbit, not to give the Kelce's any more volume than they really need. Is this Travis Kelce's last year?
I think if they win, he's done. Why do you want to come back?
He doesn't seem like a record chaser. Like he's not out there to get Tony Gonzalez's or any of those records.
Yeah.
He's tight end.
If he wants to keep playing, go for it. You've got Pat Mahomes throwing you the ball. You're already, I wouldn't say in a limited role, but he is not obviously the focal point he was in the past years.
No.
He's still playing at a high level.
But I think this is his last year,
I would agree.
win or lose.
You might be
They'll
right.
probably make. They got to be. I mean, they signed a $100 million deal, him
Mhm.
and his brother, for the podcast, and I mean, he can go and do. I mean, he's a personality. He's like Gronk. He's
If
a
you think
personality.
Jason Kelsey is doing big things
Oh,
in media, I
yeah.
think once Travis retires,
he'll double him. Yeah, he'll double him.
I don't know if he'll double him, but he's going to
I
do
think
at
he'll
least
double
what
him.
he's doing, and
Yeah.
Yep. And maybe he even does some of that stuff that his brother's doing too with him.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure
Um,
they'll be a duo.
So
They'll 100%.
and I think that would be cool to see.
Start giving them the Thursday night games on Amazon Prime. See Amazon Prime offering them both like $30 million each.
Yeah,
for the.
But I think they're better together than
Well, that's what I'm saying.
one with.
That's what I'm saying. You pull them together to do the broadcast because of how well they work together on their podcast.
Yep.
Right. So big Amazon Prime signing. Sign them both for 30 or 50 million each. Have them for the next 5 years. They do all your Thursday night Prime games now.
Yeah. I don't know.
You're going to bring more viewers. Guarantee it. So, but Taylor Swift stopped showing up to games.
She was there.
No, she will.
Oh, yeah.
She probably won't be at the games anymore.
True.
So, but I don't know. All right, so you're looking at New England. I got the Raiders, two teams that did not do well at all. Both have top 5 picks.
Well, my first one was Cincinnati.
Well, yeah. Well,
but
that kind of goes without saying. I like let's take someone who's got a top 10 pick, and where do they go from there? Like,
I'm not saying year one the Patriots are gonna kill it, but I think they
said they got a shot at the playoffs.
Yeah.
They got a shot at the playoffs, and I think with the Raiders, it all depends on what offseason moves they make. So I think Vrabel doesn't seem like a big free agent guy to me. Like, he's not gonna go out there and spend or tell his management to spend dumb money on superstar free agents and stuff. I think he's gonna try to run it like Bill ran it, same way like he kind of ran it in Tennessee. You know what I mean? Like, give me the guys that fit my system. For my defense. They don't need to be big name guys, but they fit their strengths play to our system.
Yeah.
So, and I think New England comes out and has a really good defense, like Tennessee had all those years that he was with them. And they just need to figure out a rhythm on offense. They need a running back, something fierce. They need a running back. So, I mean, if that kid Hunter, I mean, I assume it's going to be Travis Hunter. So I don't know how the Titans or the Giants pass up on Cam Ward and Sanders. So I'm assuming Hunter's going to be number 3. So you bring a kid in like Travis Hunter, what side of the ball do you want him on?
I don't know.
He's explosive on both sides.
That's the thing. And I have a hard time looking at this too. Travis Hunter in New England just doesn't seem like the perfect fit. It doesn't.
So do they trade back?
That's the Patriot way.
And get more draft stock.
Yep. So, I don't know.
But then what if Hunter turns out to be a superstar?
He could be.
Yeah.
But I think his build and stuff scares me if I'm looking at him to play receiver and trying to play both ways.
I don't think it might be.
I think it might be situationally.
Yes.
But I think his frame is not built for that in the NFL. But what do I know?
He seems like more of a slot guy for the NFL as far as when it comes to wide receiver, and I don't know if he's got the build to go up against a DK Metcalf, and he doesn't have the speed to go up against a Jamar Chase or a Tyreek Hill. So maybe he's that nickel guy.
Could be.
Ugh. So, or maybe bumping back to safety.
And am I crazy that I'm not sold on Cam Ward?
As far as prospects available, he's up there.
I think Shador's better than
him. I think so too. Sanders reminds me more of an up-and-coming Jackson and Daniels. Like, he can extend plays, he can make stuff happen.
Not near as fast as them.
Yeah, no, not nearly as fast. But I'm saying he extends plays,
Yeah.
And he a play that should have ended after 6 seconds actually ends up taking 11 or 12, and he makes a little play downfield, like he extends stuff, which is becoming, that's what Pat Mahomes. That's how Pat Mahomes has made a living, extending plays.
Yep.
So yeah, that's one of the. It'll be an interesting draft, but those are essentially your top 3 grab guys.
I'm glad we don't need a quarterback this year.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So now you could see Vrabel trade back and then go after that defensive end out of Penn State. They're saying he's the most sought after defensive guy in the draft.
Yeah, he's a good player.
Yeah, that edge setter. That sounds like a Vrabel guy to me.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know. It's going to be very interesting coming up to April and the draft.
I would agree.
See what happens.
They got the Senior Bowl and stuff this week.
Yeah, and the flag and all that, and the skills and stuff. Like
the Pro
Bowl weekend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does anyone actually watch that?
Not that I'm aware of. So, but what's your Super Bowl pick? Over or under? Who you got?
I'm going to go Kansas City.
I would have to think Kansas City's favorite.
They're favored by, I think, 1 or 1.5.
So almost a pick.
I'm going to go Kansas City.
Okay. And then over under 51.
I'm going to go over.
Okay. Hey, our bet almost hit this past weekend.
We didn't take the Commanders plus 10.
Your boys couldn't hold it. You couldn't hold it to 10 for us. Man.
Yeah, that was brutal.
That was tough. And I really dumbed down the overs, and it was like I didn't have to.
No.
At all.
No.
Philly had the overs by themselves.
We should have just not bet that game as far as spread.
Yeah. I mean, we both kind of your heart was 100% on Washington, but
my heart was, but my brain was not.
I was going to say I had a feeling
Philly, I was betting with my heart. Which didn't do me any good.
I just really thought the Commanders were going to keep it within 10. Like we cheesed it up to 10, and they couldn't keep it within there.
I think they could have. I think it was.
You think they gave up on themselves?
I don't think they gave up. I think a lot of the calls did not go their way. And
you don't score 55 points by having that many bad calls.
I'm not saying that's the only reason.
On the other team, yeah.
What did they lose by 20 or something like that?
I think this final
maybe
score
30.
was 55-24.
Yeah, so
31.
I think obviously it was not the outcome we wanted, but the turnovers and
turnovers are tough.
3 turnovers.
Trust me, coming from
points off of turnovers. Yeah. That's the difference in the game.
Yeah.
If they don't score off those turnovers, it's a 10-point game.
Different game. Yep.
I
agree. But that's a young team with little to no. I mean, the only guy who had playoff experience on that team on starters was Bobby Wagner.
Yeah.
I don't know any. Well,
maybe Eckler. Maybe. A little bit.
Maybe years ago. Lattimore.
Zach Ertz.
Ertz, definitely. Lattimore.
Yeah.
So at the bare end of the New Orleans being decent.
Yeah.
So, but okay. So there, what do we name? 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah. So there's
22 starters.
There,
but out of 22 starters, it's all.
Yeah.
Everybody knows playoffs are it's a whole new season.
Mm-hmm.
Whole new season in the playoffs.
Yeah.
So,
where were we going with that?
What?
Where were we going with that conversation? I can't remember. Oh, our bet. Yeah,
the
that's
bet. The bet that we made. Yeah.
So,
So
you going heads or tails for the coin toss?
Heads this year.
Okay.
I think tails has like a 4-year running time. Yeah, you going tails? Because it never fails.
I might.
Okay.
Have the Chiefs gone heads or tails? Have they been the one to select?
I don't know. I'd have to look that up.
If it's Mahomes that's doing it, you have a pretty good indicator of what he's chosen in the past.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
Yeah. So you think Kansas City three-peats?
I think they do.
I'm Philly.
I think there's holes in Philly's game. The Commanders cannot stop the run. The Chiefs what they do best on defense, stop the run.
Stop the run.
I think they can make the game interesting.
Okay.
And the Chiefs' offensive line has seemed to figure it out. But the Chiefs' offensive line, their interior three, their guard, center, guard, are three of the best in the league.
They're also going up against.
You're going to have Jalen Carter. If they can neutralize that, that's the best part of Philly's defense.
Yeah, it is. No, it is. It is. Not
and if they can, throw the ball on, what do they call themselves? The Amazing Whites or Exciting Whites?
Yeah.
Or something. So, I don't know. I think it's going to be
–
I think that experience being there and winning, I think Philly,
Philly was just there 2 years ago.
They didn't win, though.
I know they didn't win. It was close.
But
it wasn't a blowout.
Yeah. I think the Chiefs pulled off.
I think Philly upsets the three-peat.
You think it's close?
I think Philly wins by a touchdown.
Okay.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Yeah. I'm taking Philly +7. So
very conservative.
I'm going to do a 6-point tease on them, but yeah. Yep. And I'm definitely going the overs.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be for sure. Pat Mahomes to throw at least one touchdown. Saquon Barkley.
I would go Jalen Hurts, 1 rushing touchdown.
Yeah,
That's more automatic than Saquon right now.
Yeah. Saquon had 3.
Yeah.
Last week, he had 2 in the
So did Jalen Hurts.
He had 2 in the first quarter.
So did Jalen Hurts.
He did. Did you know? Okay, here's a crazy stat. Scored 8 touchdowns. 7 of them were rushing.
That tush push.
It's almost unstoppable.
I think
it was stopped. But
I think
it's
6 of those were tush pushes. One of them was maybe a 10-yard run.
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
you mean the touchdowns
for Jalen Hurts? Yeah,
for Jalen Hurts. Okay,
that's a playoff stat, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So Jalen Hurts anytime. I still got to go. Saquon's going to get in the end zone at least once. Did you see? He's just running with a freaking purpose.
Yeah.
He's running like if he doesn't win, his life is over.
Yeah. I wouldn't bet on anyone on the Chiefs to score a touchdown because they're so inconsistent. You don't know what's going to happen.
No, you don't know who's getting.
It could be a third-string tight end. It could be an offensive tackle they throw to.
I've seen touchdowns on a Kansas City game, and I'm like, who the hell is that guy?
Exactly.
He wasn't even like you couldn't even scroll far enough to get to his name.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you'll get like a Samaje Perine.
Yeah.
Touchdown. It's like, what the hell? So, but I would say at least one plus made field goal from each kicker. They both got good kickers, Jake Elliott and Harrison Butker.
Yeah.
So, and I think the defenses are both good enough where you could have a few field goals in that game.
Yeah.
Just trying to do a laundry list parlay. Just put
I like it.
$5 on it. Something, bunch of stuff that
something to retire early.
Should most likely happen, right?
This is not advice.
No, it's Monopoly money. Monopoly. What color's the 5? Pink. I think 5 is pink.
I don't know.
Yeah, put a pink dollar on it. But yeah, I'm Philly in the overs.
Okay.
You're Kansas City in the overs.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. It's a fair bet.
I just think going for a three-peat, I think it means a little bit more.
That's fair. It means that much more to Philly, not to be the ones who did it, lost twice during that three-peat.
Yep.
It'd be even worse if they lost all 3 times.
Would love it. Yeah.
Who was in it? Who was from the NFC last year? Frisco.
Yes.
Frisco beat Detroit.
Yep. Man, that's a playoff team or a non-playoff team that
could be big.
Them and the Bengals are
that could be a Super Bowl next year. That could be the Super Bowl next year. Easily could.
Heard it here first.
Yeah. Yeah. Talk about a future. Imagine what that future would pay. Bet it right now.
Worth a couple bucks.
Another pink dollar. Throw another pink dollar on it.
Yeah, right?
Yep. I like it. We got what time you got?
11:45.
11:45. All right. Last topic. We'll get to the dad moment, then we'll
Okay.
roll out.
Sounds
Pitchers and catchers report in a couple of weeks.
good. Yep.
It's starting to heat up outside.
50 degrees yesterday.
That's warm for around here.
Yeah.
That is warm. Are you excited for baseball season? Are you
Super
still
Bowl.
in the throes of NFL because of the Super Bowl right now?
I'm still
Okay.
engulfed in football.
Okay.
I'm getting into college basketball right now too.
Oh yeah.
Maryland won last night.
We'll have a bit, especially for March Madness. We'll do some brackets and all that kind of
Golf
stuff.
is starting back up.
Yes, it
but
is.
I'm getting myself mentally prepared for baseball.
I like it. Yeah, there is a few things in between. Sorry, I like to jump ahead.
Yeah, no, you're good. Daytona 500.
Yeah, we got to get racing back on the docket again. Good Lord. It's time to bring the cars out. Put the snowmobiles away. Good Lord. Slap your sister and grab a Budweiser. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of good stuff coming.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Gunnar Henderson's going to be on the show.
Cover.
Yep,
the cover.
The cover.
Yep. Luckily enough, there's not a Madden curse with that.
Yeah, if there are, there's 3 players on it.
There's 3 of them on there, yeah. I think it's Gunnar, Shohei, and
Ellie De La Cruz, I think.
De La Cruz. Yeah, so not Shohei. It's Gunnar, De La Cruz, and maybe the kid for Kansas City, the Royals, Witt.
Maybe. I'm not sure.
I think they went with 3 younger.
Oh, I think it was the pitcher from the Pirates.
Skeens, you're right.
Yeah.
It was Skeens, yes. Yep. So would have looked better as Jackson
Mr.
Merrill.
Olivia Dunn.
Would have looked better as Jackson Merrill, but that's just my personal opinion.
What do we know?
That would have been awesome. That would have been so cool. So just because I know his family, how amazing that would have been for him to get asked to be on the cover. But is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
So, but anyway, dad moment.
Oh, dad moment. For the last 3 days this week, have been working from home and taking care of sick kids.
Oh,
so we've got that going through the house. That's tons of fun. Yeah, that's
a moment. That's quite a few moments right there.
Haley loves basketball, so that's been fun.
She's getting into that's right.
She scored last weekend.
Oh, there we go. Fill up the stat sheet.
Shocked when it went in. But yeah,
how cool was that though to see it go in? It
was cool.
Yeah, you were like,
yeah, yeah. So I just threw up a hope and a prayer.
Hey, we've all done it once or twice.
Yeah, went in.
That's right. Sometimes it does.
Yep.
Sometimes it does. Just a little dad moment. It actually just happened last night. We finished up dinner, and our routine that we're getting into is he takes a nap, wakes up around 6:30. We eat dinner, we clean up dinner, and then we go upstairs and we just play in his room. Like me, Kate, and him. Like we all just 3 go upstairs and play with him until it's time for bedtime. And do you guys have the Tonys? Have you heard of that? The Tonys thing? It's like a little sound box. Oh, and you buy these figurines that are magnetic, and it's like a built-in chip in them.
No idea.
So look it up. It's pretty cool. Expensive habit to get toy because you just keep buying and buying and buying, but it is what it is. So my mother got it for him for Christmas, and she got my nephew Wesley one, and she bought a couple she bought Winnie the Pooh. So when you put it on, it plays one of the Winnie the Pooh stories, like 100 Acre Woods and all that, and has songs and everything. The other one that she bought was Woody from Toy Story. Plays You Got a Friend in Me, and then it tells the Toy Story story and all that. So I bought Shrek from Amazon, personal favorite. Put it on. It tells the whole story, reading it from a book, from start to finish.
Wow!
So we literally listen to the story of Shrek.
Cool.
Which I thought was pretty. It was just playing in the background, and me and Kate are just playing with him, and then all of a sudden we'll hear a part that we really know, and then tune back out and play. You know what I mean? So it's pretty cool. And then one of her favorites is Ratatouille, so that's coming in the mail today. So we're gonna play. We'll put that one on probably tonight or tomorrow.
Nice.
But it's just he's really not able to grasp the concept of it yet. The music, he'll dance a little bit when the music comes on for certain stories, but the ones that are just stories, he obviously not old enough to grasp the concept of the
Yeah.
story yet, but it's something to where like a year or two from now, when he's reading, like actually reading books and stuff like that, whenever that comes into play, it'll be like, hey, let's put on an audiobook and boom, let's listen to Shrek.
Nice.
Let's listen to this, let's listen to that. So it's a cool little toy, and I mean,
Yeah.
you just plug it in, and it looks like a little alarm clock stereo. And like I said, you like a Shrek figurine has a magnet on it. You sit it on the thing, you press play, and it just starts playing the whole story.
Nice.
Yeah.
I got a funny thing to add to that.
Yeah.
So with Haley, she had sound machine and like a little light in her room and stuff. When the second one came, none of that shit. She went straight to sleep. And with Colt, the same thing.
Yeah.
We didn't, as we're like, God damn it, we got to set this up. We got to do that. We were like, fuck it, we're not. And then once they get older, they start to like, Haley would ask about it and stuff and be like, I want my sound machine on this sound and not that sound. And I want it this color and not that color. It's like, we're not doing that shit again. So,
we do
just a
have
little pre-warning.
We do have a sound machine for Doc, and all it is, it has a light, but I never turn the light on.
Yeah.
But it's just rain.
There you go.
That's just rain noise. That's all it plays.
Mm-hmm.
So, and like since we've had it, we've never changed the setting. It's always just been, and it has like 3 different rain sounds. Only that one.
Yeah.
Because the other one sounds like it's raining on cats dying, and the other one sounds like a hurricane's just outside the door. So a little strong. The one that we listen to, it's supposed to be like rain in the forest or something like that. So it's night, you hear the dripping and everything. So, but that's kind of where we both have the rain app on our phone. So like if we're out in public or a really busy place or something like that, and he's being fussy and doesn't want to fall asleep, turn it on in your pocket, and he'll lay in your arms like this, and then
there you go.
Because it's a trigger that it's bedtime.
Nice.
So yeah, and he goes right to sleep.
There you go.
Yep. So just a little, I definitely understand the long-term headaches that we're looking at by doing this. However, in the short term,
it works.
It's it's worked pretty well. Yeah. It's better, almost as good as putting whiskey on their teeth. Yeah.
Yep.
So, but other than that, all right. You're a Chiefs fan. I'm an Eagles fan this weekend.
Yeah, we'll go through.
Weekend. We'll have one more.
We'll do one more next week. Do some prop bets and
push up some prop bets. Absolutely.
Super Bowl preview. Talk about golf. We can talk about baseball a little bit more too.
A little bit more baseball.
And
I like it.
Go from there.
I like it. All right. Sounds good.
That's a wrap.
Till next week. Oh.